Hello, everybody. Happy New Year to all of those who are already in the new year, like our friends in Australia and New Zealand and Asia, etc. And this video today, I do this every year, predict what's going to happen next year. So you can prepare, the video playing. So you can prepare for what's coming, trade around some of the alpha that's coming, save some money as well, and overall, be ready, because I think 2026 will bring about a lot of change. It's very, very important to be forewarned, therefore forearmed. Big thank you to everybody. I'll thank everybody for all the stickers and stuff and our great moderators. But let's get into it. I have, I think, 32 predictions, maybe 35. We'll do the scorecard a year from now. Hopefully we'll all stay healthy and be around a year from now. But let's get into it. This has some spicy stuff too, and some comedy. As usual, let me pull up the, where am I? I'm juggling too many screens here. Let's pull up the disclaimer. This is never financial advice, just a guy on the internet. And a big thank you as well to Patreon. This one is from Crypto Londoner. We have a lot of Brits, actually, in the community. It's awesome. I've been a Patreon for the last 2 years, folks. Believe me, the best money spent, game-changing. Yes, and the game is important. And the fuse is ticking. Thank you so much. Now, 2025 was so weird. There are companies refusing to make predictions. But I will always put my money where my mouth is and my $sign on the line. Excuse that for reminding, but this is from Van Eck. I thought it was actually very funny. No predictions for 2026. Good luck out there. It's like everybody is so gun shy, and they should be, but not me, not me. And what I'm about to show you assumes no black swans. Okay, so the world could end, etc. And all of this then is off the table. Let's get to Bitcoin and crypto first. There's some things I do want to tuck into. Some might be a little bit optimistic, but again, I've been doing this. I've been working on this deck since the beginning of November. 2 months of thought are in this, so it's not just random pack something together first thing in the morning. No, it was like literally 8 weeks into this deck. So first of all, my Bitcoin forecast, Bitcoin forecast, could be completely wrong, but I think we could reach a new all-time high in 2026. And I'll tell you why as well. That would take us to 130K plus to drivers and rate cuts and ETFs and potential new sovereigns. I mean, after seeing what silver and gold and Nasdaq and all that stuff did, and the global liquidity going up, and it's just something seems off. Long-term holders have stopped selling. All we need is a little bit of money coming in and we go right back up again, because this thing is hard. Big selling should be done, if not completely done. What this looks like on a chart is LILO level 8 up to just about $130,000. And remember, I am a little gun shy this year. LILO 9 is 148,000. We'll see. And then we go up to the Tom Lee territory, north of that 160, 200,000. A lot of people are still predicting a lot of that. Even traditional finance firms are predicting some big numbers. So that's my Bitcoin forecast. Also, the Bitcoin forecast is a function of money flow into the ETFs. That's where a lot of the cash is coming from. And I believe we'll have a minimum of $15 billion net inflow into the ETFs. First year, we had 35 billion. Second year, 21 billion. I assume at least 15 billion. If we get that 15 billion from where we are now, that'll take the price to 130K. This is not a random guy pulling a number out of the air. It's calculated. And I know the multiplier for the ETF. So let's see where we go. Also, I do believe, because correlations have always been there, sometimes they break, but they don't break forever. They come back. And I do believe the Nasdaq Bitcoin correlation, which broke down in 2026, will rebound back up it broke down in 2025. It will rebound in 2026. Let's see. A lot of people are mad about the Nasdaq Bitcoin correlation for years and years and years. And boy, did they wish they had it in 2026. Also, I do believe stablecoins will pop to 380 billion. It's currently about 315 billion right now. I do believe it's a huge use case for crypto. And remember, stablecoins are the fuel that drives everything. No man, no fun. This is the man that causes the fun. So we need that to come in as well. Not just that, I think real world assets will more than double in 2026 as well. This is the train that you cannot stop. The world will be tokenized, and this will also help some of our other names that we're very familiar with. U.S. Treasury debt, tokenization of stocks, which are, you've got Coinbase doing it now and Robinhood. That's going to fuel this huge fire and take real world assets on the blockchain above $40 billion. We're about 18, 19 billion right now. So it's going to more than double. If it happens. We need some regulation in place to really spur this along too. Also, Solana in the toilet, beaten to hell, where nothing fundamentally has changed. The adoption's still there, the activity's still there. dApps are like this top 5 dApps in Solana make more money than the entire Ethereum chain. It's crazy. But I do believe we'll get back to at least $195 from where we are today. Now, that may sound pretty disappointing to some because we were at nearly 300 before. But $195 target from the price it is today at $124, that's a 60% upside. I think I forgot to mention the Bitcoin upside. If Bitcoin gets up to 130K, that's a 49% upside. These are big moves, okay? And it's so funny because this year, we're ending the year on weakness. Last year, we ended the year on hyper strength. So it's a different kettle of fish altogether. But remember, it's the price that you enter determines your ROI. So would you like a 49% upside in Bitcoin? Not bad. And what I say was for Solana, 195 divided by 124, 60%. Also not bad. So we'll see where it all goes. But again, I'm putting my butt on the line here. Also, prediction markets, which came out of crypto, I believe they'll continue to explode. And I believe Kalshi will continue to outpace Polymarket. And this volume could go easily up to 50 billion. Again, prediction markets are the new hot thing, and they're not slowing down. Speaking of that, I believe, because this will also fuel our bags a bit, U.S. crypto market structure bill will pass. This will help things like clarity as to what's going on. Maybe ICOs and token launches will return. It'll be a huge tailwind for altcoins. Not necessarily Bitcoin. Bitcoin's already accepted, but it could really help altcoins. It could trigger a mini alt season as well. And alt ETFs will continue to do well, not just the Bitcoin ETF. Watch this space carefully. Also, final piece on the crypto side, I do believe adoption will hit 750 million users. That is up big from the current just over 500 million right now today. And again, once we start tokenizing everything, people are going to flood into the space. And again, it's going to raise all boats. Just like global liquidity, just like rate cuts, all that good stuff. Again, it's hard for me to see dark clouds on the horizon right now, even though 2025 has been a sucky year. That's why Van Ack said, I'm not touching any predictions this year. You're on your own. Good luck out there. Their words, not mine. Now, macro. This is very important too, because macro fuels everything. First of all, I do believe global liquidity would hit $120 trillion, up over 12 trillion from where we are now. Call it 10% gains in global liquidity. That will also float all boats. That's good. Good for Bitcoin and the space, even though there hasn't been any correlation. The other key thing of macro that's very important too, I believe we'll get 3 rate cuts in 2026, assuming Jerome Powell is out and replaced with a dovish chair of the Fed. Again, 3 rate cuts, which will take us down to a 3% rate. And it'll be good for the whole space. Probably 2, hopefully 3. I'm saying 3, even though the prediction markets only think 2 are coming. That's me. Again, taking a bit of a rise because I know in order to fuel the markets, the rates need to come down, and that'll be very important for the midterms. And we're not talking politics here. So let's move on. Stock market and stocks. A couple of interesting twisty things here that you haven't heard anywhere else. But before we get to the juicy ones, I do believe the S&P 500 will hit 7,600. That is a more than 10% gain from where we are today. Again, market will continue to go up, but only a select few of those assets will carry the whole market. Again, as I said for years, 60% of the S&P 500 are zombies by 2030 because they are going to be heavily disrupted by AI. We'll get to AI in a minute too. Also, I believe Tesla will easily hit 610, which is LILO level 8. And that's a 36% upside from here to $610. North of that, we go up way north of 650. But again, that sounds conservative. There's a huge amount of things going to happen in 2026. But I don't know if Wall Street will recognize the goodness until they see it in their little spreadsheets on their P&L accounts. Definitely by 2027, it's going to rain, and this thing is going to go to 4 digits. If it doesn't split at 600 before then, too, remember, if it does get to 600, it'll probably do a 2-for-1 split at least. Remember that if you're an options trader, it's very lucrative, too. But this is a little sandbagged and conservative. In my gut, I'm telling myself we're going to 650. But because of its prediction, I don't want people to bank on that, but 610 should be in the bag. Semis are coming. Optimus 3 is coming. Robotaxis are going to scale. Elon said that last night. FSD adoption is going to go through the roof, and people will be using it all over the world. It's going to be a huge year. But TradFi will not notice it. Speaking of a huge year, Robotaxis. I've got an interesting take on this. I think 5,000 will be running around the roads in 2026. Which is a lot. Remember, Waymo only has half of that, and they've been doing this for 10 years. And they keep getting stuck. They're getting worse and worse. But that's the first prediction. The second prediction related to this, because this is turning transport autonomous, which is the biggest thing probably to hit the world since maybe something like the wheel or the cart or something like that. But this is an interesting prediction too, and I'd love for people to drop a comment below if they agree. I do believe if Tesla goes into a city at scale, for example, Austin, and they deploy 1,000 robotaxis, that's it. Waymo will be forced out of these cities. They will not be able to compete because the price is far less than half from Robotaxi, and the surface area is far wider, wait time will be far shorter, and the Robotaxis get to their destination much quicker because the way Waymo works, at least in the Bay Area, it goes roundabout ways. I'm not sure why. It arrives late, gets to the destination late because it goes a different route, doesn't go down certain roads because they're probably considered dangerous for the mapping system. I don't know. But if, I'll repeat this, very important, if Robotaxi goes into a city at scale, Waymo, dead. They have to leave. They simply won't be able to function in that town. Next, NVIDIA. These are, by the way, I talk about the most important assets, in my opinion. They also reflect my bags in full disclosure, but I believe NVIDIA will hit $259, which is also level, I forgot to put in the level here. Let me get it. Level 8. Also level 8 on the LILO. And that's a 40% upside from here. Again, all these things, 36%, 49%, 40%, 60%. They are very, very good returns for what people think will be a nothing burger year next year. I am of a different opinion. And again, this video will be there forever, and we'll be able to scorecard myself, or you can scorecard me when the time comes. And also, when I say a price will be hit in the given year, it doesn't mean the price will be at that level at the end of the year. Please, some people get that confused. They say, oh, you said Bitcoin will be 130,000 in 2026. I think at the end of 2026. No, it just has to hit it sometime in the year. It could hit it in Q1. In fact, Tom Lee thinks it'll blow through that by the end of January. So fingers crossed to Tom Lee. I hope he's right. Also, what's going to be huge is SpaceX IPO will be a big success. The SpaceX factor could be $1.5 trillion IPO, and it could re-rate the entire aerospace and defense sector. It could also have a huge impact on data centers in space too. There's no doubt that Starship is working on ways of getting data centers in space some way. They've got all the wiring done with Starlink already, but this could be huge, huge for the planet and our future, and maybe the moon too as well. Thank you, B-Man. Now, AI, big section on AI today, because this also impacts how we can save money, how we can prepare ourselves, how maybe we can spin up a new business for our own family, a new side gig. And I've got some interesting things to say. First of all, XAI and MacroHard, apparently they changed the name to HardR. It's going to be MacroHard Learning Center, but it will start to disrupt Microsoft in a number of different ways. It could be productivity tools, you know, it could be a new operating system. It could offer different ways of doing things, completely undercutting how Microsoft products work, undercutting what they cost, etc. It also could have enterprise impact around cloud and infrastructure that could impact Microsoft Azure as well, and so much more. There could be hardware integration. Again, think of right now, Elon Musk has XAI working in cars. That's a hardware integration with AI. It could go way beyond that to many other things as well. And other partnerships could come too. And also, who knows what's coming, but either way, it's going to be very, very exciting. I think with the amount of scale that they're building, watch this space. And he's going tooth and nail after Microsoft for obvious reasons we won't get into as well. And I think as well, when you look at the crap coming out of Hollywood, no offense to any Hollywood people here, but long form movies are dead, okay? I know people think, oh, it's great to watch a nice epic 2-hour, 3-hour movie, but in today's world, ain't nobody got time for that. You know, the attention spans are much shorter. People want a lot of information, a lot of entertainment very, very quickly. And there's other ways of doing that. So I think it's going to be a big change for things like Hollywood. They'll continue to make movies, but probably use AI to script them, use AI actors, AI models, make them much shorter. Maybe there could be a time where I always think, I've got this concept where Hollywood sometimes make a movie. I don't watch many movies, but sometimes they make a really good movie that starts out really good and in the middle is dead and then the end is crap. But maybe it could enable people with AI to create your own optimal ending for the movie, to make it a good movie instead of a bad one. That could be a huge opportunity too. So AI will hurt Hollywood, if not kill it or impact it hard. Also, I do believe there will be one catastrophic AI downfall in 2026. I don't know if it's going to be Oracle or OpenAI or CoreWeave, but these things are in a world are hurt right now. They've taken on too much debt too fast, or they're not generating enough revenue to justify the spend, etc. They just, from a financial perspective, something's got to break, and I think something will break in 2026. Will it take down the whole AI sector? No, not at all. But there will be little bubbles bursting in different places. I believe we'll see one spectacular one. And I'm seeing crazy stuff happening right now with Open Bank or whatever they're called in Japan. SoftBank. We'll talk more about that in a Patreon post later too. Also, good news for those of you who hate browsing. There will be the death of the click in 2026. Instead of clicking through lots of websites, people will get one clear answer from AI that reads or summarizes for them. And there'll be no need to click on the little blue link, hyperlinks within Google, etc. And I do believe AI will get to know you so well that it'll predict what you're looking for and what you want. Maybe it's the time of year you need a new pair of socks. Or when I step into my car on a Friday night, it knows exactly where I'm going. It predicts my location. It's kind of crazy. So that's going to come too, and that's going to change the whole experience. Also, AGI. A lot of people think, because Elon Musk did say there'd be a 10% chance that AGI, Grok 5, will have a 10% chance of achieving AGI. I don't think it's coming in 2026. Soon after, yes, not 2026. So we have a little bit more time to, as humans, to do some stuff around the world and be functional. Also, shout out to our friends in India. I do believe as well, India will be the top adopter of AI for a couple of reasons. One, they've got massive internet adoption. Number two, massive population. Number three, very fast-growing middle class. Number four, very young population. I think the average population is 10 years or more younger than China. That also have a massive population. But they also love coding and technology. And I think they'll be huge, the biggest adopter of AI. So for people like ChatGPT and OpenAI looking for adoption, they'll be able to go there. They may not make a lot of money there, but I do believe India will be a massive, massive market for AI. And what they do with that AI could be quite profound, which comes to another point I'll come to in 2 slides. Next, SaaS companies will have to adopt AI agents for analytics, CRM, documents, communication. This has to happen because the SaaS software in the past, it's too crap, too heavy, too complicated, too difficult to integrate and update, etc. But now they'll be able to shortcut some of those shortcomings by deploying and integrating AI agents, which will augment the offering, fill the gaps in legacy systems, and it'll help a lot of companies. Those SaaS companies that don't deploy AI agents in their offering will shrivel up and die. Those that do, think of the Salesforce and the Oracles of the world and Microsofts, they may have a shot. But there's another threat coming out of left field too that's very important, and that is micro companies. I've got this entrepreneurial corner within the community, which is very important where people can share ideas about spinning up ideas. But this will be something that'll happen. This is what I call micro companies, or the power of one person with a couple of ideas and an army of AI agents. It could be 6 AI agents or 1,000 of them. As long as they're creative and have the ideas, they can use AI agents to do all the knowledge work, create, customer service, creative stuff, security, code, you name it. Manage HR departments. Wow, that'd be good. And bypass everything. Again, there will be people, individuals that spin something up or spin 40 different companies up, and one of them hits and becomes $1 billion enterprise. If you have an idea and you have the drive, start looking down this path too. And this will impact the legacy SaaS companies in a big way that are too big to get out of their own way, while the power of one with AI agents can run circles around them. And tying back into AI and AI agents, back to crypto, which will also help adopt crypto and help some of our crypto positions after cruddy 2025. AI systems won't just think, but they'll also pay for things. They might negotiate on behalf of you, and they'll have their own digital wallets, which will be crypto-based, because they need something to be able to move very fast and be very efficient with very low friction. And this creates a new machine economy where software negotiates prices, makes payments, collaborates on tasks faster, maybe outsources to another AI agent. Who knows? And these machine-to-machine transactions will become bigger than human financial activity online, and they'll be moving at the speed of light. And this will happen in 2026. It's scary to think, but do not underestimate how fast things are advancing right now as well. And one other thing too, and I've been saying this since 2022, since late 2022, if you have somebody who's thinking about doing a arts program in a no-name university for 4 years and it costs $50,000 a year, don't. Unless you need to get them off your hands and you want them busy or to learn social skills. Going to university, it could be a massive waste of money that they can never recoup. And I do believe in 2026, AI tutors will become the primary mode of personalized education, accelerating learning by adapting to individual student needs and pacing. And these AI tutors could absolutely take a huge chunk away from universities, which are now currently the central source of delivery and indoctrination, that type of stuff. But this is where people need to think. Now, if you can use AI to assess your skills, how your brain works, what you like to do, and then build a curriculum around that for a future career path, this is where you need to start. But you need to be self-driven, because the good thing that university gives you is structure. You got to turn up to class and listen. Although some people don't turn up to class and they don't listen. But if you're self-driven, think about this path as we go forward too. And getting close to the end here, ladies and gentlemen, AI slop will proliferate. AI media, AI videos, AI posts. Again, media companies some of them will be predominantly run by AI agents, and that autonomously generate daily shows, newsletters, and entire media channels, and it's just all all garbage. Maybe there's a single human editor that will overview stuff, but we're beginning to see this happen. Less real stuff, just regurgitation. So be careful. Have your filters on, because there's going to be a lot more of this garbage out there. And my final point, I do believe Neuralink from Elon Musk and his Muskonomy, Musk Industries, they will fix blindness in their first patient, restoring vision in 2026 via a brain interface. It's quite incredible what they're doing, but that would be incredible for so many people. Think fixing blindness, speech. They already do speech, hearing, all that type of stuff could be incredible. And I think that could happen as early as 2026. And finally, meme du jour. Have to finish on a funny note before I say thank you to everybody. IA will be replaced by AI. Things like, because there's going to be so much slop out there, a lot of the AI generated stuff is going to eat away. Like if you go to YouTube, you can see the little warning labels. This is AI generated. You can throw something into AI. Give me a war script of what happened at the Battle of whatever XXX in year YYY, and create for me a 13-minute video and a thumbnail and everything else. AI will do it for you. And again, that ties into the slop thing. Who knows? Well, I will be here if my health holds up. Touch wood. A year from now to score myself on this video. But be careful. There's going to be a lot of that coming, which can be good and bad. I hope you all learned something today. I want to say a big thank you to Sean D, T&D, and a happy new year to everybody. And a big thank you to Cryptolast, Outpost, Rock Lobster, IQE Labs, Dreams 4641, a bottle of red in the UK. Hello. I hope you have a bottle of red tonight out there. Bullgums, Buckhorn, and I see you, Holiday. And I just found out that's Forrest. Hello, Forrest. Now I know your real name. Alter Quirk, Half Viking, Meatball, B Reezy, Swiper No Swiping, Piper, Lex Gravity, IC3 Blink again, and Crypto Cruiser, B-Man, GQ Trader, and Chino Kim 16. A big thank you to all my friends out there and the mods in the chat. Let's get ready for 2026. We got to be better. We got to sharpen our trading skills and learn to trade around AI too, because those agents are coming to outtrade you better, faster, cheaper, and they'll have their own wallets. So they won't even have to seek permission. Let's get ready and prepare. Wild world ahead. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.